Okay. Right, we're live. Hi guys, it's Nick with another chat video, and I'm pleased to say I've got Tom with me. So, do you want to say hi, Tom? You've not been on the YouTube scene for a while. You've been absent.
Hi, Tom. Who's this guy? I don't know who he is, but hello, everyone. Apologies for my absence. There is a video coming soon. I filmed it today, so it will be put live probably mid this week. So it just needs some editing.
All right, cool. So what's that about the chaos that is your house at the minute?
Yeah, the chaos that is my house and life currently. So including a little snippet at the end of some of the beer-related adventures that have been had. So
okay. Sounds interesting. Looking forward to that one. Yeah. So for those that don't know, you're basically renovating. Is it the whole house you've been doing?
Yep, whole house. Yeah. So it's sorry, my webcam's slipping. Yeah, so it's a whole house that needs renovating. So
it's moving. Where have you gone?
Yeah, it's this blooming British Heart Foundation jewelry tag that keeps moving. Professionals. Oh, God's sake. Anyway, do you want to ask me something, Nick? We'll have faff about with this.
Yeah, I was going to say, I mean, if your house is in absolute upheaval, has that made it a nightmare tracking stock and getting orders out? Because I assume all your stuff's still live, is it?
Yeah, all my stuff's still live. You'll have to be wonky, unfortunately. Yeah, I mean, I've had a couple of days. I was talking to Joe about this not long ago, where I've sold something and I could not find it anywhere. And I was right at the point of cancelling the transaction and just taking the defect, and I found it. But I spent more time in my time finding something than the actual item was worth. It was like a £6 item. It was ridiculous. So
I've had that in the past where it's just been put underneath a bag or underneath a box and something's been put on top. And yeah, I sold a Lego pirate ship. This is going way back when, in the early sort of 2000s. Sold this fantastic Lego pirate ship for about 40 odd quid, and it vanished off the face of the earth. And I had to refund the guy and everything. And then I found it in the bottom of a box with other stuff on top of it. So it looked like there was a piece of cardboard basically on it somehow. So it looked like the bottom of the box. So it was almost like hidden under a secret compartment. Yeah. And it took me over a year to find it. And then it was turned up and it's like, oh my God. So I relisted it and got more for it the second time, which was nice. But yeah, we've all done that, Tom.
You know, I mean, thankfully, I think the whole defect thing's changing, but I don't know if that's going to be affected if you have to cancel the order. But yeah, there's been at least twice in the past 6 months where I just can't find something. And like you said, one of the times it was a massive board game that was like this big.
Yeah.
So yeah. It ended up being in these boxes up here, really, really obvious, just right there. And it was like under tissue paper, and I just couldn't see it for some reason.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I like listed it a year and a half ago, so who knows? Anyway, how's things with you? Anyway, how's the shop leading up to Christmas?
Yeah, ticking along, not too bad. Could be better, but could be worse. I've been pushing Amazon really hard. You may have seen I put a
well done.
That was a shed load of stuff. 3 boxes were bang on 15 kilos, and then a little box of small media bits. So that got picked up today. And that stuff's been really going well. The toys and games is just, yeah, bonkers.
Brilliant.
So most of those boxes were board games and toys and soft toys and whatever I could get up there, really.
Super. That's great. I mean, now's the time to send it in, get it in there as soon as you can. So yeah, I've got to do a load of stuff. I've got a whole load of some graphic novel type things to send in. I bought some more comics, and there was like 4 or 5 graphic novels in there, and they need to be sent up. So yeah, and what else have I got? I've got some PS1 games as well. This one's a good one to look out for. Nightmare Creatures.
Oh yeah, yeah, I remember that.
I didn't know that was a good one, to be honest, but that seems to be quite a good one. But all the cases are knackered, so.
Oh, I hate those cases. They're almost as bad as the Dreamcast cases. They're the worst.
So I haven't sent any PlayStation 1 games up to Amazon. So I'm gonna have a dabble and see if they make it. I might put a bit of bubble wrap in them just to inside the thing to see if they'll make it there. But the advantage is if you do send them to the warehouse and they get damaged on the way, then you're insured. So
I had a weird one. I had a Spyro pack with 3 figures in, you know, like the triple pack things.
Yeah.
I set a couple of those up and they'd been in the warehouse for a week or so. I sold one and then I got a notification that the other one was unfulfillable because they'd damaged it. And they, I can't get it sent back to me because for whatever reason, it's not applicable to be sent back. And they've given me a credit of £2.50 or something, but it was listed for 15 quid. And even opened, I could probably get, you know, between 5 and 10. So I keep meaning to ring them up because I don't know why they've just given me this weird amount.
My advice is open a case, go to the contact them thing, but send them an email because then there's more sort of like not as much lost in translation if you do get someone in the Philippines or whatever, because sometimes it can be a bit difficult. So if you put it in an email, I seem to have had better results that way. I had that recently. I sold a Colin Dexter book box set and I paid £18 for it, and it was up there for £69.99, and they damaged it somehow on distributor damage and they refunded me £5.
What?
Yeah, so it was like no.
That's outrageous.
I'd rather you send it back to me. I mean, how damaged is it? You know, it's silly. So I'm still wrangling with that, and it's just it's not necessarily the financial, but it's the emotional side that you're thinking about it and stuff. So just send it an email.
I know what you mean. It's on my mind that I haven't rung them up and I need to sort it. But on the flip side, I don't know if you saw that little mini video I did where Amazon sent me a load of free stuff.
No, I haven't watched it yet. No, that's cool.
Yeah, I picked up. They had a bit of an offer on. It was these things. Beautiful South double CD albums for $2.99. They normally retail at about 13. They randomly went down to $2.99, so I just ordered 5 to flip back either on eBay or Amazon. They turned up and the package had been squashed and 3 of them were smashed, the cases. And I thought, it's just a pain in the arse. I've now got to send them back and get replacements. So I thought I'll use their chat function instead and see what the easiest way to get this dealt with is. Yeah. And the guy basically asked me a few questions and then he said, all right then, Mr. Hills, I'm just going to replace the whole order. And I was like, well, no, it's all right. Only 3 are damaged. And he said, no, I'm going to send you another 5 CDs. And I said, okay, what do I do with these? And he said, just keep them. So I've ended up with 10. It's just, yeah, I was blown away by that.
Crazy. That's that is good, and that is, I suppose, that is the benefit of why, and the reason why people pay more for stuff on Amazon, because when stuff does happen, you get that kind of cover.
Yeah, I was surprised, to be honest.
Ah, that is good.
So what's the situation with your whole being able to send gear in, because you were full up at the warehouse, weren't you? Or did you solve that problem?
Nope. Still not solved it. It's an ongoing saga. It's got to. The issue I'm trying to get past is what I call the copy and pasters. That you'll send an email in or talk to someone, and you get the same copy and pasted reply. I need to take it to like the next level, sort of like a sort of semi-managerial level of one of the call centers to actually look at it rationally. So no, I still can't send more than 5,000 units in. I've gone through my inventory and had destroyed over 50 items now just to get rid of them, to free up some space, because I've got hundreds and hundreds of items of stuff in boxes ready to be sent in. I've got something ridiculous like 24 boxes of merchandise ready to send in. Yeah, so it's crazy.
And that stuff, I guess that this is when you want it up there, because you're going to miss the boat with Christmas.
Yeah, so and it's my fault in a way, because I did, when I first started sending stuff which really wasn't worth selling on Amazon. Well, it was worth selling on Amazon, but you'd merchant fulfill it. So it was stuff that had sales ranks in like the 4 million and stuff like that. So I've been slowly getting that sent back to me, but then it's a space issue really. So most of the stuff I've destroyed is stuff that really, there's either loads of competition or if it's under the £4 mark, I'll just get rid of it and move on, really. So, and it costs me like 20p an item. So,
is that books mainly? The really sticky?
Yeah, books. And when I first started, I sent in a lot of audio tapes, cassette tapes.
Oh yeah.
They got quite high prices on some of them, but then I realised that nobody was actually buying them. So it was just other merchant fulfilled people who were asking silly prices and chancing it.
Yeah.
And I sent it in, and so.
Yeah, I don't touch the cassettes really, apart from Harry Potter. I'm avoiding them, to be honest.
Yeah. You got to be careful with the Harry Potter ones, because some of them are 2-part box sets, and the Amazon listing only mentions one, so you can get yourself in a bit of a pickle there.
Right.
But yeah, so I'm still restricted to 5,000 units, which is really bad, and it's really annoying considering a lot of the American guys have got inventory of like 100,000 units. And I'm there. But anyway, so that's me. So I've been focusing on eBay, really.
Yeah.
I've been photographing a lot of these comics that I've been doing for eBay. So some of them are like in little bundles already. So this is like a 6-piece set that I'll then sell as a bundle. So I've been sorting them out into that sort of thing, and then there's some other ones. But yeah, so just been photographing those. They'll just sit there for a long time. But I'm not really a grading expert, so it's difficult to tell. But yeah, so some of them are good. I'll show you one which is a particular winner, which came in with a lot. Which is this one. It's Spider-Man 1990 issue 1, still new and sealed.
Nice.
So that's a potential winner. And then this one is a good one to look out for, which is Michael Jackson Moonwalker comic 3D. And on eBay, this sells for about 40 quid. So,
really?
Yeah.
I'm just going to grab a cup of water.
Yeah, no problem. I'll just show the guys some. So yeah, it's definitely one to look out for, this Michael Jackson one. None have been listed in a while, but some in the past have sold for sort of between 28 and 40, as I seem to remember. I don't know about this one. I really haven't got a clue, but yeah, it's a lucky dip, really. So you don't know.
So is that something you know a lot about, or you just took a chance on a bundle?
No. I mean, I've sold like graphic novels for years, because they always seem to be, they do sell, and you can get some decent prices for some of them. So I thought I'd try the comics, and the majority of the comics are not really worth much. They're a bit like DVDs, really. The sort of bundle fodder. So yeah, give it a go.
Yeah, it's like anything. A lot of them are issued in such massive numbers, aren't they? That there's just too many out there. So unless you've got a first edition or something old, I mean, I've done well with early sort of science fiction stuff. But even, I mean, I bought a huge job lot of what's it called, 2000 AD, and even early numbers of that weren't particularly valuable. But I did them in like sequential, like years worth or whatever. And I got good money back on it all, but it was a fair bit of work. And you only get really good money on those if you're talking super early, right at the beginning of when it started. Yeah, and
you got to be careful with some of the ones here, sort of from the 90s. They're just not really worth anything. There's a sort of a publisher, a bit like you get DC, called Image, and I'd say the most Image comics aren't worth anything. I mean, people can correct me on that. And also the condition. I mean, this is just like an issue of the Punisher, but the pages have almost completely separated from the cover, and that's not what people want, really. I mean,
no, it's almost unsaleable then, isn't it? Because
so
it's really rare. Who's going to buy that?
Yeah, I mean, this one I don't think it's a particularly rare one. 1992. I'll either be put in with a bundle, or the honest truth is I'll either take it back down to the car boot, or I'll try in my antiques booth, put it in a nice thing, and someone will buy it as a gift for a couple of quid, or I'll have like a rummage box. So for the most part, most comics aren't worth much. I mean, I've had some older stuff. I bought a big stack of 1970s Spider-Man comics. I listed them, and they just didn't, for whatever reason, they're just not selling. But then other stuff I was sold the same day I've listed it. So I don't know. It was my opportunity to sort of learn a new subgenre of stuff and try and, you know, develop stuff. But I'm still doing the normal stuff, the books and all that, and computer games are doing well. So
yeah, I sent. You were saying before about experimenting sending PS1 stuff to FBA. I sent a fair few PS2 games, and they've gone well, and they've started picking up now. I sold a Yu-Gi-Oh one yesterday for 20 quid when there were other FBA sellers underneath me, and there was tons of merchant fulfilled all the way down to about £2.50.
Yeah,
mine got picked off. But I've been finding that happening when I'm the lowest FBA price, which makes sense. But there were 2 or 3 people under me by a few quid that were FBA. Whether mine was a better condition, I don't know. Maybe that was it.
yeah. I mean, if yours had the manual, that's why I always recommend to people who do FBA and do computer games, mention if it's got a manual, you know, mention all that kind of stuff, because that's what. Also, if it's got a manual and it's got leaflets in there, even mention that, because some collectors are to the point that it's got to be completely complete, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
they will pay a premium for that. So
yeah, and I did follow that a couple of loose N64 carts as well.
No, I've not really done much with cartridges, to be honest. I sent some Game Boy Advance in. I bought a screwdriver set because I've picked up a few knockoff ones. But I sent a couple of loose cartridges in, and they've sold all right. And I've done loose DS cartridges as well. I've got some of those kicking around as well, and put those in like it was a CD, almost like a CD mailer, clear one. You know, the clear wallets.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't get lost, if that makes sense. And then I've got something to put a label on, so if I put it in a bigger thing.
Yeah, yeah.
And they were just loose, and a couple of those have sold. So the loose ones, it's pretty good, because some people just want the game. They don't care about the box or anything like that. They just want to play the game.
DS, I've been selling DS games on eBay for years, and they go for the same money quite a lot of time, just as a loose cart as they do box with a manual. People don't give a damn. And then if you sell it like just as a loose cart, you can just send it.
Yeah.
You know, get an envelope and away you go. You don't have to worry about anything. So DS games are great.
Yes, I've experimented with loose discs on FBA, but they haven't gone so well. So what I do is I list them on eBay, and I merchant fulfill them, and they've gone all right there. It's just that I sent a few loose discs in, and they've either got damaged or they just really haven't sold very well. Because I bought some Xbox games the other week, and I was an idiot, and all the discs were in the wrong cases, and there were some games that weren't there. So I looked at the box and thought, oh great, it's Call of Duty World at War, and I got back and it was like FIFA inside, and I was like, oh, you idiot. So I've got loads of duplicate cases now, but yeah, annoying. So, but I did manage to get FIFA 11 on PS2, which is one to look out for.
Oh yeah.
Because that's
the last one they did on PS2 then?
The last one they did, yeah. So I didn't even know they made games up until 2010, apparently. So
yeah, that was towards the end of when we had our gaming shop, and we used to do so well because I had accounts with Sony and Nintendo, and that I'd order loads of PS2 games towards the end of its life and sell them on Amazon. And we did well in the shop with them, but I'd sell tons of it on Amazon because people just weren't buying and selling it. But there was still a massive installed base of PS2 users, and FIFA was a great one because I could get it reasonably cheap wholesale and just stick them on Amazon. It was great. And eBay, I sell them on as well. I was going to say, one thing I've been experimenting with on Amazon is Nerf stuff, and it's not bad. It's a bit hit and miss. I've sent in that shipment, there was a few bits gone up to FBA. It was a bit. I didn't send any big stuff, but I sent some of the smaller guns and bagged them and stuff. But I've been merchant fulfilling Nerf stuff on Amazon, and some of it's gone.
Yeah, I've done merchant fulfilling. I think I sent one in once, but my concern with the Nerf guns and that is the the power of them, to test them to make sure they're powerful enough. Because some of them, I got one of the Nerf long shot, really long rifle one, and that you fire it and it only just barely made it out the end of the barrel. It was shocking. It was really bad.
Yeah, one thing with that is they do have slightly different types of bullet, and some guns fire ones really well, and other ones will just go bleh.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know whether that was a bullet issue.
Yeah, maybe so. But yeah, I've sold a few merchant fulfilled. I sold some of the oh god, they like the it's like an electric one but with a rotating barrel. That's quite good. So
I sold a rare one which was a Vulcan, and it was a fully automatic machine gun.
Wow.
Bloody amazing thing, and I got £100 for that.
Well, I've got the big one, you know, that's got the belt feed.
Yeah, it was like that. There's one called Havoc Fire,
yeah,
which I've got another couple of.
I've lost some pieces to it. I don't know where I've put them in moving everything, so I need to piece it back together.
Yeah, there's a guy one. I was going to say you should be able to get on eBay. They go for 50 odd, but you might be able to get more on Amazon. Yeah,
so. And I've done all right with like retail arbitrage with Nerf stuff. When it's new in the packet, I've sent them up, and they've sold all right.
Yeah, it's an amazing brand. It's just, and traditionally I tend to stick it all on at summer, but it looks like it's just as big at Christmas.
Yeah. So who knows? And I've still been sending some board games in. I managed to get one of those Diagon Alleys. But it's missing some pieces, which is really annoying. So I just need to keep an eyes peeled on eBay to see if anybody's selling any spares. But it's just missing some of the coins. But I mean, that'll hopefully get sent in when that's complete, because you did quite well on that, didn't you?
Yeah, Diagon Alley was I can't remember. I've got a few. It might have been 50 or 30. I can't remember.
Yeah,
but I mean, if it's just the coins, it'll probably be all right. If it's, I don't think they're too essential. Okay. You might be able to just send it up and, you know, make it very clear that it's missing coins.
And then it was missing the instructions, but I think it was it you who put those links on Facebook about the instruction manuals?
No, I did a little video saying about Mattel has a website where you can.
Oh, that was it. Yeah, I've had web off that because it's made by Mattel, so it's just here.
Yeah. So. Yeah, that was really handy because I printed off a set of instructions for a Uno spin game that, you know, I wanted to send up, but I didn't think it'd be worth it incomplete. And then I randomly Googled it, and there it was, just a PDF file.
Yeah.
Printed off. That was awesome.
Yeah. So,
have you had a look at the forum that Michael set up?
Not yet. I had a brief gander. I had to install a new application on my phone, and I hadn't got enough space, so I need to do some poking about, and so I can get on it. But yeah, he's worked his arse off on that. So
yeah, it's looking really, really cool. And the whole point of it is that we can all share our videos on there, and we can share information in a way that's functional, really. Because the Facebook book is great. I can't talk. The Facebook page is great for like socializing and chatting, but you can't really reference any information. So yeah, it's cool.
So yeah, that's great. And trying to think what else happened. I've been I took Zahir's tip and got one of those PlayStation testing things wherever I put it. That's here.
Oh yeah, the little USB dongle type thing.
Yeah, this thing here. The it's got the for the PlayStation 1 there, and I've got the one that's got the N64.
Oh, is that N64? Oh, nice.
N64 and GameCube, I think it is. So yeah, pretty cool. I haven't had any Nintendo stuff to test, but with PlayStation, it helped me rattle through some controllers that I put to one side, because I've sold, I think, all the PlayStation 1 consoles that I can find. So yeah, that helped.
So was that on eBay, or was that on Amazon?
Yeah, it was off eBay. It was about, I think it was about £8.
Yeah, because
you can get
the
one.
ones that do Sony, that you can get them for £2 or £3, but that looks a bit better with the Nintendo port.
Yeah, this one came from the UK as well, so it was like I didn't have to wait 4 weeks or anything. So I did pay up for about £8 for it, but it's got the additional one on there, and you switch between them. So yeah, it seems to work great. So it meant that I could rattle through some PS2 controllers and whatnot and find out the duds and whatnot. And then I've also been experimenting with replacing the thumbsticks, because you know you get really, really worn thumbsticks on some of them, or they're peeling off, or they're sticky, and you can pick up those thumbsticks for £1 or a couple of quid off eBay, and then it's taking them apart and replacing the thumbsticks. So that's worked out okay. And then I've been teaming them up with consoles or just putting them on eBay, and they seem to be shipping, because people, there's still a hunger for the PS2, particularly controllers. So
yeah, well, the thing with those is they die. And it's the same with the consoles. Well, that's why the consoles sell really well, because all PS2s, they just pack up.
Yeah,
I never really liked the machine. It just so unreliable.
Yeah,
compared to Nintendo anyway. But I'm a Nintendo fan, so I would say that.
Yeah, so I've been shifting some Wii's and stuff like that, separating the cables out and selling the base units. But I'm trying not to buy Wii bundles now, because I've probably got about 10 Wii consoles at the moment. So
Really?
Yeah, I've got loads.
I think I've got one that I haven't got round to shifting.
I mean, the remotes sell well. If you especially do them in pairs, they sell quite well. So I'd like buy the bundle for the remotes. They'd sell them off, but I'm still left with the actual console part, which seems the most worthless part. But I do test them all, just in case there are like extra games on there or anything. So yeah. And I found a couple with extra games, and I bought a jailbroke one where it was all like you could play games off a portable hard drive. So that was cool.
All right. Nice.
Yeah, but I'm gonna have to keep that myself, because I can't really sell it on eBay, because I bet it'll get kicked off there in no time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what are you finding you can get on just a Wii console? I think the last one I flogged, I struggled to get about 15 quid free shipping.
I think I was getting about 15 with free shipping.
Yeah. So you end up with a tenner at best.
And then one that was missing like the doors and was really grubby, I think I got a tenner for. So, and then I bought one Wii console, and I bought it, and the guy was like, "Yeah, definitely works. It's really decent." And I paid a bit. When you buy the desperation buys, when you're not really seeing much else at the car boot.
Yeah.
And I bought this thing, got it back, and it got one Wii remote, but it got the stupid rechargeable battery pack at the back. So I had to buy new battery covers off eBay, and I got to do that with a couple of them. So that was annoying. I plugged the Wii in, and it wouldn't read discs. And then in the messages section, because I always look in the messages thing and stuff like that, there was a message, and this is a God's honest truth. It says, "If you bought this, you have been scammed."
No.
And I was like,
"Who goes to the trouble writing that?"
Yeah, I know. I couldn't believe it. I was like, "Oh God." So yeah, that was fun. So that one had to. I've got like a big old pile of broken consoles now. I need to list as well at some point.
What, just sell them as spares?
Or what? If not, they'll go in the bin. But I've got a couple of PS2s that are broken, and I've got quite a lot of Xbox 360s. I think I've got 5 that have overheated, and they've got the red ring thing. So yeah, got a few of those to sell.
I remember a while back I was browsing through eStocks and Overstocks listings. I can't remember what the reason was, but I was just browsing through their pages of stuff, and they were selling off piles of broken Wii consoles, like 5 at a time, for like 20 quid a lot. They must have had a warehouse with all of their returned rubbish in, and they went through a stage of selling off consoles for next to nothing. But it's just money for nothing, really, isn't it? You can't make money on it any other way, so you just have to cash it in. But
Yeah, so I'd be intrigued to speak to a person who actually buys them. Do they do them up, or do they just use the parts for other ones and Frankenstein some together? But then if I can't sell a Wii for 12 quid, then what are they doing with it? It's a bit strange, really.
I can only presume they harvest parts, but then,
Yeah.
like you say, who's actually wanting a motherboard for a Wii or whatever when you can buy one for that's working for 15 quid? I don't know, mate.
I don't know. So, but yeah, I mean, yeah, that's pretty much what I've been up to. Just getting ready for silly season. The sales are going okay. They're not amazing yet, but they're definitely picking up.
Yeah, I've seen Amazon pick up a lot. eBay, I haven't seen much action, but that's mainly because I've got like 150 items on or something, and
Yeah, about the same here.
I would expect to have about 500 things on. But yeah, I've been so busy, it's ridiculous. So way too much going on. So I just haven't got the stock on there. I've got plenty of good stock that should be on there.
Yeah.
It just hasn't happened yet. And yeah, I was concentrating on all that FBA stuff most of last week and sorting all of that out, because I sent a load of board games up and I was being super fussy and checking everything, counting everything, and that surprising how long that took me.
Yeah.
And then sorting out all these toys and games and testing things and buying batteries to test this, that, and the other. It took forever. But now that's gone. On this week, hopefully, touch wood, going to get a ton of stuff onto eBay, toys, games, DVDs, proper Christmas stuff.
Yeah.
So that's the plan.
Yeah, I had that a few weeks ago. I spent an entire week, nearly an entire week, polishing CDs with a CD polishing machine. And because I'd got like a ridiculous pile of CDs, I'm like several hundred CDs, DVDs, games, all that were decent. I mean, some of them were like, 20, 30 quid games and whatnot. I just thought this needs to get done. So I probably salvaged, I'd say 80 to 90% of them. And there were some that just wouldn't work, whatever. But I mean, some of them, like I posted on the Facebook group, a really scratched Mario Kart that I got inside of a Wii. I managed to save that, and that plays fine now. So
yeah, I saw the picture.
Yeah, I was really shocked that played. I mean, it looks awful, but it plays just fine.
Yeah, we used to, again, when we had the gaming shop, and we'd get, you can imagine the sort of rubbish we'd get offered to us. And sometimes it looks like people jump on them and then ice skate around their living room floor. You know what I mean? The holes and the scratches are so deep. Like, what do people do to CDs? I mean, I'm really like sort of fussy about this stuff, and I don't even like to touch the surface. I'm that fussy, so it's like,
holding it like that sort of thing.
Yeah, that's it. That's me.
Yeah.
So I just don't know what people do. I remember a mate of mine. I used to catch a lift with him to go and play poker, and he used to have all his CDs in the like side door panel of his car, but not in the boxes. He'd just have them in there. We'd go around the corner and you could hear all his CDs sliding around, and it was like, no, Paul, take that stuff out of there.
Oh,
I couldn't stand it.
Oh, it's all Paul's
fault.
Fussy about that.
Sorry?
I said it's all Paul's fault. Bloody hell.
Yeah, that old Paul.
Yeah, well, this one actually looked deliberate. It looked like somebody had got a compass or some kind of like pen and scratched it intentionally. I think it was like a sister that their brother was playing on Mario Kart too well, or it was like a rage quit. You know, when someone's really peed off and that's it. I'm never playing it again.
Yeah, they couldn't beat mirror mode.
Yeah,
that's what it was. It's like, I'm not ever going to play you again.
Yeah, basically. So, yeah. But then I've been getting grief off my friends and families because there was random times when people would just turn up at the house, and I was testing games, and so now all they think I do is sit around and play on computer games all day. So it's not a good image to put across, really. But hey ho.
Yeah, I've got a couple of N64s I need to get on because they'll be perfect.
Yeah,
I had to order a couple of cables which turned up, but they were ordered from off eBay for pennies, but they came from China, so they've taken like one of them took about a month.
Yeah,
an RV cable. So yeah, I could do with getting those on. I don't know what they're going for. Have you sold any Nintendo 64 stuff for a while?
No, not for a long time. I never see Nintendo 64 stuff. It always, well, I do see it, but it's under somebody else's arm at the car boot who got there 5 minutes before me.
Smile on their face.
Yeah, yeah. I've even offered money to people who wandered around with them under the thing, and they're like, "No, that's going on eBay." I'm like,
"Yeah,
yeah." So no, I sold a Super Nintendo on eBay a while back with just some, middle of the road games. I got some games that were like Super Scope and stuff like that, and sort of football games. So I sort of bundled it together because it was a bit yellowy as well. So, but no, I'm nothing like that. I got a Mega Drive and I got a Super Famicom not long ago, but they both just stink of cigarettes really badly. So I need to sort of get them out in the air.
Yeah, I don't know what the solution is for that. I've had consoles like that in the past, where and there's all crusty stuff all around the fan outlet and all of that. Oh, it's hideous. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that sort of stuff. I go to my mate's workshop, and he's all his power tools are powered by air. So I just blast some compressed air in there, and normally sorts it out. I know you've got to be careful you don't damage it, but I mean, the shocking amount of dust has come out of some like Wii's and stuff in the past. It's pretty grim. But no, I've sold a few things like that, but not really on Amazon. I sent a PS2 in once, and that sold. Just the actual unit with no cables. But
the other Tom Flynn was saying he sends up consoles on their own, but apparently there's a. Did you send it on the actual listing, which is console on its own?
Yeah.
You would say, yeah. I haven't tried that yet. But I'm thinking when I get these N64s properly tested, I might send them up to Amazon, because I reckon I could get silly money on there for it.
I reckon so, yeah.
And, fully tested with controllers. So
well, I got silly money for an original Game Boy on Amazon FBA. I mean, that was crazy money that was. I can't remember off the top of my head what it was, but it was close on to double eBay price, really.
Yeah.
Quite nice condition as well.
I shifted a load of Game Boy stuff not that long ago, Game Boy Color consoles and that, but I just, kind of robotic fashion, just did what I always do and didn't even check Amazon. I'm starting to have to force myself to think, will this go on Amazon now?
Yeah, it's funny, isn't it? Yeah.
But yeah.
And I've done okay. Like recently, I mean, obviously I haven't been doing haul videos, but I got a load of random new and sealed pet stuff from car boot sale. And it was like, like collars that make your dogs to stop barking and stuff like that. And I sent that up, and that sold straight away. As soon as it hit the warehouse, it went. And I was like, I priced it too cheap, and it just went all instantly, and I was really shocked. But then I bought other stuff, like some kitchen stuff that was new and sealed, like automatic corkscrew opener things, and they're still sitting there. So it's really, who knows?
Yeah, I don't know, that sort of stuff. I suppose that's going to be a little bit rank dependent, and whether there's other products that are similar but much more popular. I don't know.
Yeah, I think so. So it's really sort of, I'm just trying to branch out a bit away from books and away from computer games to look at other things to see if they're any good. So, and I've been trying to reconnect with eBay because it felt a bit neglected, because like you, I'd only had about 150 items. I'm over 200 and something now, so getting there.
So I guess all the boot sales are packed up where you are, are they? Or
yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I've tried to ban myself actually going to charity shops and boot sales, because I've got so many piles of shame. It's untrue. I've got like hundreds and hundreds of items to list on eBay, and then probably thousands to go to Amazon. So I need to get on with listing them rather than buying new stuff. But it's too tempting sometimes. It really is.
Yeah. Oh, was that my voice I could hear in the background? That was weird.
I don't know. I'll check the comments to see if someone's going, oh, it's dead echoey. I can't hear you. No, I can't see anything.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, anyway.
I can't remember what I was going to say now, anyway.
We were talking about buying stuff.
Oh, yeah. I'm kind of glad it's pretty much the end of the season. There might be a couple that I'll pop out to, but I'm in a similar boat to you, possibly on a slightly smaller scale, that I don't need the stock. And I would love to actually clear my backlog.
Yeah.
I've been trying to clear a backlog for like 2 or 3 years and didn't succeed last winter at all. So it would be actually quite nice this winter to just get my head down and clear some space and clear my loft at home, clear the old office, which has become a dumping ground. Oh, you wouldn't believe it in there. I mean, it's actually quite organised when you were down and when you stayed at my place. But now there's we redid Ellen's bedroom, so all her old furniture's in there. There's piles of old stock in there that just need getting rid of. There's a mountain of stuff I need to take to a boot sale and get rid of, and it's just it's a nightmare. And we've got friends coming down for New Year from Holland. They're coming to stay at our place for like 5 days, and Andrea wants them to stay in there.
Is there heating in there? I can't remember.
No, we'll have to put some like mobile radiators in there. It's not. We never got it plumbed into the house system. So we didn't have the money when we added the extension. That was like something we'd do at a later date. And as an office, we weren't that bothered. But yeah, so I've got a lot of work to do.
I'm just checking there. Apparently, we've got 33 people watching us.
Wow! Hello, 33 people.
Gosh, what are you doing? Well, apparently comments have been disabled, but I'll see if there's anything in the live chat. I can't see anything at the moment. Nope. But yeah.
I was going to say, did Andrew get back to you about? Do you remember a couple of months ago there was rumours of we were going to have a chat?
Yeah, he did, and he kind of said, "Oh, let us know when you're not too busy," because of obviously, lead up to Christmas and all that. I mean, he's absolutely smashing it at the moment. I can't watch his videos because they just filled with jealousy when he comes home with a massive tray of CDs and stuff. So yeah, shocking. But yeah, he said to get in touch when we've got some good time and we can work out the timings.
Okay. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah,
I've been enjoying doing the chat things. So I chatted with Ben Fitzpatrick. Did you catch that one at all? Yeah, he's a great bloke. I'm looking forward to his. I'm looking forward to his tour of his little game room. What goodies he's got.
Yeah, I noticed Sean's been doing quite a few live chats as well, which is.
Yeah, he's totally into the YouTube thing now. He's become Mr. YouTube, old Sean has. Yeah, definitely. So it's great. Takes the pressure off us guys.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, the basic reason why I haven't been on YouTube is that I just honestly have not had time at all, because like the house has been a building site for several days. I had no power. I haven't had heating for 6 months. We only got it on Friday. So I've had no heating at all. So it's been like woolly jumpers, hats, scarves, the works, sitting in front of a wood burner, burning eBay stock that hasn't sold.
That's what you can do with these books. Get these books sent back to you.
I have been burning books. It's awful to say, and they're terrible. They just don't burn very well at all. They're like full of clay and stuff, which makes loads of ash. But yeah, I've been burning books that I haven't sold. So
sacrilege.
Yeah, and the comics have been really good for starting the fire. So.
So you're slowly burning your way through your stock problem.
Yeah, basically, yeah. So yeah, so there you go. But anyway, yeah. But hopefully, come the new year, it'll be back to normal filming and whatnot. So, but yeah, this year has just been so good at the car boot sales. It's been the best year I've had in a long time for car boot sales. The weather just seems to have been right at the weekends quite often. So
yeah, I don't know. Last year was probably the best year I had for a long time. And this year I wasn't really pushing myself to go. I had a few good hauls when I really went for it. But with everything else that was going on in our lives, I kind of took my foot off the throttle a bit. Which is probably a thing, because I would be struggling to find homes for it all if I'd really gone for it. And then when we tied all the money up in the business, I just didn't have the cash to go anyway a lot of the time. So
yeah, I think it was because I'd found new car boot sales. I'd moved house slightly, and new car boot sales and new things to buy, like doing FBA. It makes you think differently about buying new and sealed, whatever random stuff. I'd never be buying electronic dog collars before, put it that way. Yeah. So it just opened my eyes to more possibilities. So, like, I think back 2 years ago when I used to buy jewelry and coins and stuff, which I still do. You know, there's some bits and bobs that I buy, but I remember many times I'd go to the car boot sale and I'd come home and they go, "Oh, have you bought anything?" "Oh, no, I haven't bought anything today." And it's like, I can't remember the last time I went and didn't buy anything. So yeah.
Well, it's when you're kind of generalizing and buying anything that you think you can make profit on, you can pretty much find it anywhere.
Yeah, I mean, this in perspective. So behind me, we've got new and sealed games. We've got computer games, perfume, Nicorette, Durex condoms.
Nice.
What's this? Cod liver oil tablets.
Oh, you can have a party in there.
And a PS2 power cable. So woo! Yeah.
I do chuckle myself sometimes when I look at my hauls, and it sometimes gets so random, or the things I end up doing and sorting out and taking pictures of, and you think, what has my life come to when I'm, I can't even think offhand now, but some of the random gear I've got.
Well, behind you, Dave, there's stuffed toys and camping gas canisters, and yeah.
Yeah. A lot of this stuff has been here for a while. It's getting a bit sticky. Yeah, I've got tons of this Marmite gear up here. This is going back to summer before last. That should be on now because that's gift stuff, really.
Yeah.
That. I've got loads of Micro Machine stuff I need to get listed as well. Loads of Lego. Duplo by the ton.
Yeah, I've got some of the wooden Brio train stuff the other day, and I need to get on with listing that. It was a great big tub full, and it was £5. So I need to get on with listing that.
I've done well with that. I haven't really found much this year, but what I used to do is buy it up through the summer and then get a mountain of it and then make up as many half decent sets as possible.
Yeah.
And they would just fly at Christmas. So a train, a bit of scenery, and like an oval track, or maybe a few like points and a crossroads or whatever. And last time I did that, I must have ended up making about 20 different sets, just a basic set, and sold them all for anywhere between sort of 15, 25 quid each. And they flew out. They were amazing.
Well, what I did last week is I went through my piles of shame and pulled out stuff which was potential Christmas gift stuff.
Yeah.
So I've got a sub pile of stuff which I'm currently working on. Things like Lego baseboards, and I sold some Duplo baseboards as well. That sort of thing, that people are wanting leading up to Christmas, to prioritize what stuff is good to go now, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Today I was working on all this Nerf gear. I've put everything that I think could go better on Amazon straight on there. The rest of this I tested today, and then photographed it all, made it up into lots, and this is all going to go on eBay. Like, there's 3 of these little ones in there, for example. They go so quick as a bundle. And this stuff is great. If you ever see the dart tag stuff, with the sticky darts.
Yeah.
And the vests and stuff.
I've got one of the revolvers somewhere, I think.
Yeah, they're great. So that'll go on next, and then I'll probably do similar to what you just said and go through everything and pick out this sort of stuff, Christmassy stuff.
Yeah.
Novelty Doctor Who items. Yeah, got plenty to be going on with.
Yeah, I've been selling some Christmas stuff. Like I had a Port Merion Christmas. No, it wasn't Port Merion. Was it Poole? It was one of the like a higher end pottery manufacturer. Christmas plate that sold the last week of August, and then I sold some Christmas CDs in May. That was really random, But I've started listing some other stuff. I got some vintage Christmas wrapping paper from the 90s, like Disney wrapping paper. So I'm going to get on with listing that, and hopefully that should do well.
I sold a Now Christmas album today, and it really got like Christmas has started. I sold a Now Christmas album, so that was quite nice. Not for much. It was only one of the common ones. It's only like a £5, but I think that was a 20p CD, so that's all good.
Yeah, that's the thing. I've been going a bit mad with CDs as well. I've been doing some quite good bundles and whatnot. Because there's guys down there that I don't know where they get these insane, huge job lots of CDs from. They're not quite as cheap as Joe gets, but they're normally 20p, or they'll be like 3 for 50p is the normal one. So yeah, I've been dabbling in that, definitely. I did a really good Meatloaf bundle the other day of like 5 albums. I think that went for about 15 quid.
Wow.
But on Amazon, the individual CDs were like £1.27. Crazy.
Yeah, so you could go on there and buy the bundle cheaper.
Oh yeah.
You spent the time. Yeah.
Oh, easily cheap. If you had a Prime account, you could probably buy the CDs on Amazon, bundle it, and sell it on eBay. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I've looked into doing that very thing, and it never quite added up for the amount of time and hassle. But yeah, there's certainly certain artists you could probably do it and do it permanently. You know, just keep buying them up when they're cheap. But yeah, I never went to those links in the end.
No, it's a bit.
I haven't really done much in the way of CDs this year. I kind of binged on it last year and went berserk, and then had that mountain of about 2,000 to clear, which I've cleared a long time ago now.
Yeah,
but it's been all about books.
I haven't got many in at the moment. I've still got that Paolo Latini CD that I bought when I was down with you. That has.
Oh, really? Oh, you may have missed the moment with that one.
Yeah, so I think I'm going to send that up to Amazon and let it sit there for a bit. So
yeah,
hey ho, but oh well. But yeah, things are good. Can't complain. I'll just check the chat just to see if there's any questions.
So did I disable comments then? Did you reckon? So nobody can ask questions.
Oh yeah, you've disabled chat is disabled and comments are disabled.
How I've done that?
I don't know. It'll be something on your end.
Yeah, God knows.
Oh, if anybody's wondering why I've got like a luggage thing here, this is Tom's top tip. It's a luggage strap, and I use it when I'm filling Amazon boxes to hold the flaps down. So it goes round the box and it stops the flaps from coming up and the lid closing on when you're loading a box up. That makes sense?
Oh, right. So it keeps the flaps open.
Yeah. So you open the flaps down to the side of the box and you put this round the box and it stops the box closing on you, because it's always really annoying when you're taking stuff in and out of a box and it's trying to close itself. So little tip there for you.
The man's a genius.
Yeah. Or you could use a bungee cord as well. So, we've got 38 people watching us now.
Oh yeah, I can see there's a view count in the corner.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Cool. Well, I'll probably wrap up in a bit anyway, mate, because I'm gonna go home and get some tea. I've still got a cold. I'm going back to the doctors tomorrow because I've had cold and flu symptoms for about a month.
That's no good.
Can't shake it. Not good.
Yeah. I've got hangover symptoms, but that's all self-inflicted, unfortunately.
Yeah, I had those this morning. I can't blame me for that.
Yeah. That was I went on a bit of a road trip up to Edinburgh. Well, it wasn't a road trip; it was a train trip up to Edinburgh. So I was kicking around there and raided a few charity shops, and the CEX there. I managed to get a signed CD, but an artist I've never heard of, David somebody, but it was signed on the front with pen, and I got that for £1. So
wasn't David Gray, was it?
No, it was a guy who's Phantom of the Opera, David. I can't remember his name.
I was going to say, if it was David Gray, I might buy it off you. I'm a huge David Gray fan.
Yeah, so but that'll be eBay, because I've never I've never had much luck with collectible stuff. It's like signed books on Amazon. I just haven't had much luck. I mean, there's one here for that, and it's it's signed at the front there and all that. And this is merchant fulfilled, and it's just been kicking. This has been kicking around for a year and a half, and I'm the cheapest price even of the book itself, and it's still not selling. So funny, really.
I was going to say, when Steve Hicksey popped down, he was chatting about trying to get some of us together, and he was on the forum, and he's made a post about trying to get a load of us resellers in the same place. So yeah, something might happen. It's just tricky because I mean, Steve, for example, is up near Blackpool. You know, I'm down south. This guy is in Devon and God knows where.
Yeah,
how this will ever work.
Unfortunately, there's quite a few, how can I put it politely, Southerners that are sort of proper south down on the coast and stuff, aren't there? So from there to Blackpool is, to try and find somewhere in the middle is going to be a bit difficult, isn't it?
We may all descend on you.
Yeah, that'll be interesting. But no, I'm going to put a post on Facebook group because there's been other people locally who've been badgering me about, oh, we're going to go out for Christmas drinks and this and that. So I'm going to set up something locally. So I don't know whether it's better to do like more of a regional thing, like somewhere down south, like near London or whatever, and then do one further up north, or I don't know for now, and then that might work out a bit easier.
That might make sense. I mean, Steve said he's happy to travel. I think he's just up for a party, so he's going where it is.
I can see that look in his eyes. Yeah.
We did one more centered around sort of where I am. We've got Zahir down London way. Yeah. Guys like Michael in Essex. So, and then somewhere here might be central for the Southerners.
Yeah.
I just don't know, and it becomes a headache trying to organise it. And I don't want to kind of become Mr. Organise It All, but then I don't know who else is going to do it. So it probably will end up being me.
So if someone's watching who lives not far from Nick and wants to organise a party, drop him a message.
Yeah. Yeah. If you want the stress of organising it all and taking
all the stress, but on the plus side, you might get to see Nick fall in a hedge or steal a wheeling commode, then
all bets are off when I get drunk, guys. So if this party happens, ply me with beer and Tom as well.
Oh no, no, absolutely innocent. No, we should definitely organise. I mean, obviously, organise something in the day as well, just to have a meet up and chat with people. I'm definitely up for that. So if anybody's interested, drop me a message on Facebook, and I'll try and sort something out.
Yeah, likewise. I mean, the conversations are happening now, so something will come out of it. Hopefully, this side of Christmas. If not, we'll have a big get together in the new year if we can't find a time and place to suit. But yeah, at least the conversation's happening now, so we can get a few of us together.
And I shall try and make another road trip down to you, because I could do with plundering Hitchens charity shops again, because I got some good stuff last time. So
I know you did.
Did you go back and get those CDs out of interest?
I did. Yeah. For those of you that don't know, Tim came. Tim? Who's Tim?
No, he's my evil twin. We don't talk about him anymore. He's locked in the basement.
So when Tom came down and popped in to the shop and met up, he went out and raided all my regular charity shops. And he happened to go out on the day they put out a stack of really cool sealed CDs and snaffled the lot. Well, you didn't snaffle the lot. You were very fair.
I was gracious and left with about 4 or 5. Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, I sent those. I think it was 5 maybe, and I sent them straight up to FBA with a shipment that I was working on, and I think I've sold 2 already out of that. So I didn't do too bad. They weren't big money, about a £5, £5, £6, £7.
They had quite a low sales rank, I seem to remember. Yeah, mine are sat in a box downstairs waiting to be sent in, but I'm sure once they go in, they'll sell. But
yeah, they were quite obscure, weren't they? Sort of jazz and blues.
Yeah.
Or my ones were.
Yeah. So yeah, sounds good. But obviously work around it now being the Christmas period. It might be a bit busy for people, but if we can sort something out, that'll be good.
Yes, yes, I'm always up for beer.
Excellent.
Anyway, it's great to see you and show your face in YouTube land.
Yes, and apologies everybody for the lack of videos. There will be a video coming soon, I promise. And regular scheduled programming shall resume come January.
That's all good. We know you're a very busy man, drowning under your piles of stuff.
Yeah, but in the piles of shame. Yeah.
Brilliant. All right, well, keep doing that, buddy, and I'll catch up soon.
See you later. Bye.